and you get all that right, it should.
Well, so we moved all that, but
And then do the same thing,
okay.
and we should be good.
Well, and let me know too. I mean, what I owe you.
Ran it, the piss out of it.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was
you need not permit. Call today for free information. The most competitive race series found anywhere. Step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents.
you got to qualify. They were saying they had a roll count. How many cars have rolled? And
Tasty King.
Danny had Joe do the drive lines. No, if I had Sam.
So this will be about day 6 of the We Rock season prep for this buggy driven by Jeff Hauser. Pretty much just going through the buggy, seeing anything that's questionable, wrong, fixing wiring, cracks in the chassis, stress points that need to be unstressed, and then we definitely got to the steering. The steering ram at one point may have been changed, and it's too long of a steering ram, so the physical stops on the season knuckles hit before the cylinder was done traveling. So what that does is you're basically making your hydraulic steer cylinder a tubing bender, essentially. It's going to keep trying to travel when you try to deadhead the steering wheel, and it just flexes and trying to lift the bolts out, flexing the bolts over, ripping the mounting. There was plenty of cracks and stuff all over the mounting. Got all that squared away now. Made a whole new front guard for the cylinder so we could actually get some tools in there so we can do field repairs much easier if that occurs. Hopefully it won't. We have some shafts being clearanced out so we can handle the higher steering angle because they were already interfering on the U-joint yokes with the steering angle we had before. Now with the steering stops cleared, of course, we're going to have even more steering angle. So we got the shafts, getting the shafts fixed up so it'll steer really nicely. Getting some spare parts and stuff also set up just to have spares because we don't want to lose out on a weekend just because of some little broken part that we could have easily changed. So before we just had 2 handles. One handle, they're stage brakes is what these are actually considered instead of cutting, because one with a pull of the handle actually actuates the entire brake's axles, not just an individual wheel. So this is why we went with an ARB in the rear, so we can change that. So what I'm going with for Jeff is a bi-directional cutting brake. So what this does is there's not so much room in this buggy. So basically there's not a lot of room for me to leave a stage brake plus put a double pull for the rear. So because of packaging, I found it much more sensible and cost effective to just put 2 bi-directionals next to each other, so we actually have each wheel independently able to steer or brake. So hopefully that will help us steer better around obstacles and things, of course, that you'll run into on a We Rock course.
it's a race car. Beef jerky is good. Furwood.